Bank transactions is Unit 2 of the course Business Mathematics or BM501. There are three objectives in this unit. Objective number 1, maintain check register. A check register is a part of a checkbook where you record checks issued and deposits. So this is an example of a check register. How do we use this check register? So, issued check, ATM withdrawal, debit card payment, and online payment are recorded on the payment or debit column. We are going to subtract them from the previous balance, while deposit is recorded on the deposit or credit column, and we add the amount to the previous balance. In order for us to understand how to use the check register, we are going to have an example. Example number 1. On March 15, Klay made a deposit of $780 to his checking account that had a balance of $450. He wrote check 20 to Mobily for $250 and check 21 to RD Hypermarket for $536.50. Complete the check register below to determine his final balance. So first, we are going to indicate the date, that's March 15, and then we are going to start off with previous balance. The previous balance here is $450. Now the first transaction we can see here is a deposit. So on the same date, March 15, the description of transaction is deposit. So the amount is $780. So we enter the amount on the deposit or credit column. Then we are going to add $450 and $780, and that will give us the sum of $1,230. Then we have here two checks written. The first one is check 20 to Mobily for $250. So check number 20 on March 15 to Mobily. The amount is $250. The amount is written on the payment or debit column. Now this amount will be subtracted from the previous balance, $1,230. So that gives us a new balance of $980. Then again we have another transaction here. So check 21 is written to RD Hypermarket for $536.50. So that's check 21 on March 15 to RD Hypermarket. The amount is $536.50. The amount is entered on the payment or debit column, and this amount again will be subtracted from $980. And the final balance here is $443.50. Example number 2. Charles made a deposit of $876 to his account. During that day, he wrote checks for $126 and $84.75. What is the new balance of his account if his previous balance before these transactions was $623.50? So we can actually solve this problem without using a check register. So we will just start with the previous balance. That's $623.50. Then we have here deposit, meaning to say we add. So that's 876, so that's plus 876. If we are going to add this up, the answer is 1,499.50. Then on that same day, we have two checks written. The first check is amounting to $126, so that means minus 126. So it is equal to 1,373.50, and there is another check here amounting to $84.75, so that means minus 84.75. So the new balance here is $1,288.75. Objective number 2. Record bank transactions and determine account balance. Example number 3. On April 30, Steve's company directly deposited his monthly salary amounting to $4,680 into his checking account, which has a balance of $342.15. On that same day, he withdrew $1,200 from an ATM nearby. On the next day, he purchased grocery items worth $628 using his debit card. What was his balance in the check register? So we are going to use check register. First, we are going to indicate the date. That's April 30. And we will start off with the previous balance, which is $342.15. Then we have here the first transaction, a deposit. So on the same date, April 30, so the transaction is deposit. The amount is $4,680. We enter the amount on the deposit or credit column. Then we add this amount to the previous balance, $342.15. The new balance here is $5,022.15. Then we have here a withdrawal. So on the same date, April 30, the transaction is ATM withdrawal. The amount is $1,200. So the amount is entered on the payment or debit column. And this amount will be subtracted from the previous balance, $5,022.15. Then we have another transaction here. On the next day, he purchased grocery items worth $628 using his debit card. So the date is May the 1st. So the transaction is grocery. It's a debit. So we enter the amount $628 on the debit or payment column. Then this amount will be subtracted from the previous balance, $3,822.15. Now, the balance here is $3,194.15. Objective number 3. Reconcile bank statement and check register. So these are the definitions. Outstanding deposits are deposits made but were not yet listed on the bank statement, while the outstanding checks are written checks but have not been received or paid by the bank. Then we have bank errors are errors made by the bank. Incorrect amounts and entering amounts that do not belong to the checking account are some of these errors. To reconcile bank statement, we are going to add outstanding deposits, subtract outstanding checks, then add or subtract bank errors. So in order for us to understand that, we are going to do example number 4. Johnny's bank statement closing balance on January the 31st was $346.25. There were 2 outstanding checks for $121.30 and $67.19. Reconcile his bank statement. So we are going to start with the balance. That's $346.25. Then 2 outstanding checks, meaning to say we are going to subtract. So that's minus $121.30. And then we have another check here, outstanding check, amounting to 67.19. Then we are going to subtract also 67.19. Performing the operation here, our answer is $157.76. Example number 5. On December 31st, the Novans Bank statement balance was $3,456.12. Two outstanding checks were not shown in his bank statement. Check 23 for $912.30 and check 24 for $584.21. A deposit of $624.50 was not also shown in his bank statement. Reconcile his bank statement. So again, we are going to start with a balance. So $3,456.12. Then we have here two outstanding checks. So meaning to say we are going to subtract the amounts. The first check is amounting to $912.30. So that means subtract $912.30. And then the second check here is amounting to $584.21, meaning to say minus $584.21. Then we have here a deposit of $624.50, meaning to say plus $624.50. Performing the operations here, our answer is $2,584.11. Example number 6. Donald's July 31st bank statement balance was $4,347.83. There were two outstanding checks. Check 65 for $984.89 and check 66 for $1,348.57. On the bank statement, a deposit of $654.21 was incorrectly recorded as $546.21. Reconcile his bank statement. Now for our solution, we are going to start with the balance. So that's $4,347.83. Then we have here two outstanding checks, meaning to say we are going to subtract the amounts. The first amount is $984.89. Then subtract the other amount. That's $1,348.57. And then we have an error here. So a deposit of $654.21 was incorrectly recorded as $546.21. So to correct the error, we are going to remove the error. So this is the error here. So $546.21, so that was a deposit. So to remove this error, we are going to subtract this amount, $546.21. And then after that, we enter the correct amount. So we add $654.21. Now performing the operations here, our answer is $2,122.37. Now, these are additional definitions we have. Interest earned is an amount earned by the bank depositor as the interest of the deposited amount. Bank service charges are fees deducted by the bank from the account owner. Other fees and charges are those other than bank service charges. Then errors include incorrect amounts being entered or omitted amounts or transactions. Now to reconcile check register, we are going to add interest earned, add unrecorded deposits to the check register, subtract unrecorded checks or ATM withdrawals to the check register, subtract bank charges and other fees and charges. Then add or subtract errors in the check register. Now let us have an example. Example number 7. Avery's previous check register balance was $678.98. His bank statement shows a service charge of $10 and interest earned of $5.60. Reconcile Avery's check register. So first, we are going to start with the balance, $678.98. Then we are going to subtract the service charge, which is $10, so minus 10. And then we are going to add the interest earned, which is $5.60. So performing the operations here, our answer is $674.58. Example number 8. On January 31st, Kevin's check register balance was $2,456.71. A utility payment of $450 was not recorded in the register. A direct deposit of $1,200 was not recorded in the check register. Also, a check for $556.40 was recorded as $655.40. Reconcile Kevin's check register. So first, we are going to start with the balance. So that's $2,456.71. Then we have here a utility payment amounting to $450 was not recorded, so we are going to record it. So meaning to say we are going to subtract $450. Then we have here a direct deposit of $1,200. So that means we are going to record this as well. So we are going to add $1,200. Then we have an error here. A check for $556.40 was recorded as $655.40. So to correct the error, we are going to put back the wrong amount that was subtracted. So that means because it's a check, $655.40 was subtracted. So we are going to put it back. So we add $655.40. Then after that, we are going to subtract the correct amount, which is $556.40. Now performing the operations here, our answer is $3,305.71. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Teacher Regil. Keep safe.